Welcome to Roxtalks, the podcast that helps network marketers grow their business on social media. I've got a meaty question for you today. You ready for it? My question for you is this: who is the albatross? Or maybe that's a little strong. What is your worst enemy when it comes to you growing your business? Is it your spouse doesn't support you, your kids laugh at you, your friends think what you're doing as in MLM is weird, your mom thinks it's not great? Who is it? I'm curious. Could it be you? Hmm. Well, we're going to dive into whether it is you, whether or not it is you, and what you can do about it. We'll be right back. You know, I love it. In fact, I use it just about every day. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Be Live. Be Live is my jam. And if you asked me one of the top 3 things that I've done to really up my game when it comes to the videos and the live streaming that I do, Be Live is right up there on the top of the list. Why? Because it enables me to connect more with the viewer. It enables my viewer to feel like my clients, my Roxtalks community, you who watch me in places like Facebook Lives, to feel like, oh my gosh, she hears me. I know she saw my comment. She put it up there, and I'm actually part of the broadcast. It brings you from wherever you're watching and brings you into the broadcast. And I think that is a powerful, powerful thing. Now, I love it. My clients love it because it allows them to be taken seriously. I'm going to say that again. It allows you to be taken seriously. You know, one of the things that we deal with as network marketers is that people just think, oh, it's like a hobby. You don't take it seriously. And here's the thing, whether it's my hobby or not, I want you to know that I take it seriously, because when you know I take it seriously, you take me seriously, and you're more likely to buy from me and join me in business. When you use Be Live on your social media, you have the ability to look professional. You have the ability to stop the scroll. You have the ability to actually add your own flavor and layers and add even a ticker at the bottom, so that you not only stop the scroll, but people are like, gosh, she takes her business seriously. I'm going to stop and listen. I won't just stop my scroll, but I'm going to actually listen. And next thing you know, they're buying from you. And next thing you know, they're joining you in business. Would you like the ability to make that change? Would you like the ability to have that powerful tool in your fingertips? I highly encourage you to take a look at it. In fact, if you like to try it for 14 days for free, just simply go to bit.ly/UBLive. That's /UBLive, and check it out and tell them I sent you. Oh, I asked that question before the break. You know, the question I asked for you is an important one, and it's really been something that I've been encountering a lot with network marketers lately, with you lately, and I just felt like we needed to really talk about it. Because I'm going to go on a limb and answer the question for you of what your biggest or your worst enemy is. And it, my friends, 9 times out of 10 is actually you. It's not the spouse or the significant other that doesn't understand what you're doing. It's not the kids that think it's funny when you're sitting there doing a live on Facebook. It's not the upline or the downline that's giving you stress and mess. It's you. It's you. So let's break down the 3 different ways that you are your own worst enemy. And I'm going to tell you right now, I want to hear from you. I don't do podcasts or anything just to talk in a vacuum and listen to myself talk. I really don't. I want to hear your thoughts on this, because this is really important. And this, quite frankly, could be the moment that you make a difference in your life and you make a different step, that you will look back and go, gosh, I listened to this woman's podcast and it was the reason that I made the switch. And then I hit whatever goal that I wanted to hit, that I started looking at things differently. So I'm going to say right now, like, seriously, if you got comments on this, which I know and you must, please don't hesitate to find me on social at Roxtalks Podcast, and let's talk about this, because it is so important. So here are the 3 ways in no particular order. So if you don't resonate with number 1, you might resonate with number 2. And I think everybody resonates with number 3. So let's go ahead and go for it. Okay. Number 1 is you are convinced you don't know anything. You picking up what I'm putting down? You don't know anything, or you're bad at everything. Either you don't know it or you're bad at it. Do you ever say that to yourself? "Oh, I'm not a very good salesperson. I can't really sell. I'm so bad at Facebook Lives. I don't know what to post. My pictures aren't very good. My wording is bad. I don't know how to help a new person. I just am not good at this. I'm bad at technology." Here's what you got to know right now. If you say that, you are that. Remember that, like, you are what you eat? You are what you say you are, as I'm breaking things and dropping water bottles. I got to calm down. This is only number one. You are what you say you are. And if you say you are bad at your business, you are bad at your business. You are. I just am curious, who do you feel like you're comparing yourself to? I'm just curious, who's this perfect person that you're comparing yourself to? Because I got news for you. They don't exist. Even if you think she does not exist. She's not as amazing as you think she is. You are the only one that can be the best you. I'm the best Roxanne Wilson out there. I'm gonna say it, I am. I'm the best Roxanne Wilson. And by the way, I've done the Google search. There's another Roxanne Wilson. She's like in Australia. She's like an actress. I'm still the best Roxanne Wilson out there. You are the best. Fill in the blank of your name out there. I add my middle name, so then it's just me. But you are the best, and the best you can ever be is being the best you. If you try and be like, when I was deep into network marketing, I was surrounded around blondes. Nothing wrong with that, but everybody was blonde. Everyone was blonde and everyone started looking the same. Everyone was doing the same thing, they doing all the things. Okay, that's great. Guess what I'm not good at? I'm not a good blonde. I'm not a good blonde. That's not me. But I am the best Roxanne. So rather than poo-pooing who you are, I could have sat there going, I'm not good enough. I'm not blonde. I can't do this. I'm not blonde. I don't have X amount of kids and the husband. And this is not for me. Seriously? I would be lousy at being someone who's not me. And every time I've tried or thought of it, doesn't work. Does not work. So why would it work for you? Stop thinking that who you are, fill in the blank, fill in your name. Stop thinking that who you are is not good enough because you are better than good enough. You're amazing. Be the best you and tell yourself that if you get up on a Facebook Live and you are looking down and you're looking sad and things are odd and you're like, that was awkward. Okay. All right. This is your journey. You're going to get better next time. You will get better if you keep going. But if you say it sucked, I was bad, I'm not good at this, guess what? That is all it's ever going to be. That's all you're ever going to see. I've had coaches and mentors over the last few years who've said what you focus on grows. And I don't know, maybe you've heard that for years. I hadn't heard that before. And I really lean into that because what I'm realizing is and I realize every day, it is true. When I focus on the good, I see the good. When I focus on the bad, I see the bad. It sounds so simple, but y'all, it is so true. So when you're sitting there saying, I'm not good at doing Facebook Lives, then you won't be good at it. And you're going to see all of the things in your life that prove it. Oh, I couldn't turn it off right. And I started kind of odd and I tripped up on my words and I said, all the time. I'm bad. See, I'm bad. And you won't see all the things that you did that were great. You had an amazing smile and you connected with people and you told them who you are and you gave them a great call to action. And they felt like, wow, I do need to know more about what she's saying. You won't see that. You won't see that at all. You're going to see all the things that prove your point that you're not good at doing Facebook Lives. Have you ever encountered that person who just thinks they're a badass? Usually they're a man. I said it is true. And they're like, yeah. And I remember being in the workforce, being a lawyer, saw a lot of them. They thought they were just so good. And they weren't any better than any of us. But they believed they were good. And as a result, we all kind of thought, well, they must be good. They're acting like they're good. And they really believed it too. And so they soared and succeeded. And the next thing you know, they were good. But that person who comes in, that scared Sandra, you know her, that comes in and she's just not sure and she just doesn't know what to do. No one is going to be like, yeah, I want to put my confidence in her. I want to hire her. I want to join her in business. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Some of you may not know this, but I was a jazzercise instructor for 15 years, and I was an amazing jazzercise instructor. Like, I rocked it. You come to my class, and I'd not only give you a kick-ass workout, but I would have you laughing, hopping, hooping, hollering, and forgetting that you were working out the whole time until you saw the sweat and you're out of breath. Why do I mention that? Because I knew I was good, and so there was never a doubt in my mind. Even if I would forget the routine, I knew that I was good, and so I was. I remember new jazz instructors would come in with absolutely no confidence. No, and they would go on stage. And you know this, if you go on stage and you're supposed to be instructing people, you're coaching them through something and you got nothing, guess what happens? They are unenthused, they get a bad workout, the mojo is gone, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Now, can you overcome that? Yes, but you got to start believing that you are great. If I look back on when I started as a jazz instructor, was I really that good? Probably not as good as I thought I was. But I was like in my 20s. You're young and you just think you're great. And that's actually really powerful because it gets you past that fear, right? So if you got to think like you're a 20-some-year-old to get this done and be like, I'm going to pretend I'm 25, doing my Be Live, doing my live video, guess what? That energy will come through. My mom used to say, and bless my mom, like literally, like bless her, because she dealt with me. I was a model child. I never got in trouble. But the one area that would just be a challenge, and I think my dad probably thought it was funny. So it was my mom's, like, she was the one who had to deal with it, was that I would say whatever I thought. Mom would also often say, like, I thought I would speak before I was thinking. I think it was at the same time. I would just be really frank. So you can imagine if you think I tell it like it is now, imagine Roxanne at like 5 or like at 7. Like I was like I read a lot. I was smart and I would just tell you what I thought. That's a lot. And my mom would also always say, Roxanne, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I'd be like, okay. Well, but I said it the way I wanted to say it. However, I've gotten a little better. But I think what's interesting about that, and I know you've probably heard that, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, is actually that is true even for you and the way you go about what you do. Because here's the thing. If you go into doing a live video, you go into writing a post, writing an email, but taking a picture, and you are literally thinking, this is not good. I'm so bad at this. Oh my gosh, I'm bad at technology. This is not going to work. Oh my gosh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Even if it was fine, even if it was good, the energy you put out, how you gave that to us is going to come across. It's like a 12-year-old with Axe body spray. We smell that desperation. We smell that, like, oh, it's just a shark in the water. They can smell the blood. It's the same thing. If you come across, you could present with energy and you could present like this. And you could say the exact same thing. But if you're like this, unless you're an NPR, right? I may not want to join you in business. I may not want to buy your product. And I may not stop the scroll. I might move on. So you have to realize that it's not just what you're specifically saying, it's also how you're saying it. And if you're saying constantly to yourself that you're bad, you're not good, I'm not good at this. I don't know anything. Even if you're not saying that to us, we're going to feel that. We need your confidence so that we can be confident in you and put our trust in you to make this transformation you have promised us with your product or with your business. I promise you're better than you think you are. I know that. And you might be like, Roxanne, you've never actually laid eyes on me. How do you know? Because I know. Because I know how hard we are on ourselves. And I know how great you are. And let's be real. We are in the business of network marketing. We already have enough naysayers. We already have our own fan hate group. Why are you hating on yourself any more than you need? You're doing a great job. You're putting yourself out there. You are doing the do. Okay? You do know what you're doing. I always tell my social stories members when they say I'm bad at technology, I'm like, actually, you're a tech goddess and you're mastering technology. So if you think I'm not a great salesperson, or I'm not good on Facebook Live, or I'm not good at posting or sending emails, I am mastering. Change it to I am mastering. Golly gee willikers. That is so much nicer to yourself. And guess what? When you keep saying that, you will see the crumbs of you mastering it. That is what you're going to see. You're not going to see the, oh, it's so bad. You're going to say, actually, I'm getting this. I'm getting this. I am mastering it. Write it down everywhere you need to. Okay, that was number one. Sermon number one. Sermon number two of how you are your worst enemy. You may be your own worst enemy. If you know everything, you know it all. You know it all. You're a know-it-all. And the thing is, I'm going to say this to you and you don't even know it's you because you know it all. You're not even hearing me right now. You are a militant Marcy. You are literally believe that you know everything that's anything. Why? Because you joined a business. Okay. All right. So you suddenly know everything. Maybe you have a team. Maybe your team is hundreds. Maybe it's 5. But because you're the upline, you know everything. And you're going to tell everyone exactly how to do it, or you're gonna be so convinced that you know it all. I'm sorry. I'm just curious. Why do you think that you know everything that there is to know about running a business? Seriously, I'm curious. Let me go even more specific. Why do you think you know everything there is to know about running a network marketing business? Let me go one further. Why do you think that you are the only one or you are the one and only, or you are the one that you know everything that goes into running a network marketing business on social media? Going one further, why do you think that you know everything about running your network marketing business on social media in 2021? I'm just curious. Is it because you've been in the business for 10 years, 5 years, 7 years? Is it because you've had success in the business? Is it because you know what worked for you to start your business 7 years ago? It is astounding to me when someone looks me in the eye today and tells me, or tells their downline, or tells their whole community, or their whole company, that what they did 7 or 10 years ago is the way someone should run their business right now. Seriously, how old can we make ourselves sound? There I go. My mom's like, Roxanne, don't say that. But seriously, how old can you make yourself sound if you think that the world has not changed in the last 7 years, the last 10 years, the last 5 years, the last year? Then you are a know-it-all and it's time to check yourself, because you're wrecking yourself and you're wrecking everyone around you. Seriously, seriously. Listen, I personally know that I learn every single day. Yes, I'm a social media coach for network marketers. Absolutely. Do you think I sit there and only teach what I learned when I was doing network marketing full on? Do you think I only teach what do you think the Social Stories membership is the same today as it was when it started nearly 2 years ago? Absolutely not. It's grown in leaps and bounds, and the strategies change. You know why? Because the times change. If I sat here and thought that I knew everything, I'd be a know-it-all who knows nothing. Seriously. Why do I have a summit each year where I bring in experts who are dialed into specific nuances of the field? Because I know I don't know everything. And I'm not proud enough to sit here and tell you that I know everything, because my goal is not to make myself feel better. Listen, if I want to feel better, I'm going to go to a spa and I'll be there and I'll live there. Okay. My goal is for you to get better and you to get strong and you to understand how you're the CEO of your business and how you can grow your network marketing business on social media. It's not about me. So if you're someone who's sitting there telling people you don't need to look anywhere else, I give you all the information that you could possibly need to run your business, ignore all other things. Y'all, what is that? Where did that come from? That is some hubris with a capital H and a capital hubris. For real. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I hope my mom's not listening to this episode. So listen, like I said, I learn and evolve, and I learn. I personally go to and listen. We'll talk about it on the third one, but I know that I don't know everything. I learn from my clients every day. And their situations, and we work through how to solve their specific issues and problems. Please don't be proud enough to think you know everything about everything. And I use social media as an example, but there's so many different aspects of your network marketing business. And if you're sitting here saying this is the way and I know the way, I'm going to tell you to take it down a couple notches because you are your worst enemy and you are your team's worst enemy. So stop. This leads me to number 3. Mistake number 3. Yeah. Am I dating myself? Am I aging myself? Not me. I didn't know the song talking about Scott, but now I know it. Okay. So, number 3, the way that you could be your own worst enemy is that you're number 1 or number 2 and you're doing nothing about it. You believe you don't know anything. You believe you're less than, right? You don't know how to do anything. That's number 1 we talked about. You don't know anything. Or 2, you know everything. This is know it all. Scared Sandra, militant Marcy. And 3, you're doing nothing about it. You're sitting there doing nothing about it. Y'all, that's a problem. If you take yourself seriously, nothing saying take your business, take yourself seriously, then and you are one of these things, it's time to be better, to work through that. Now, why I said if you take yourself seriously and not your business seriously is because in network marketing, little squirrel, in network marketing, for some reason, the concept of taking your business seriously, people believe that means you're a go-getter and you're going to put in 20 hours a week and or more, at least 20 hours a week in your business, and you're going to be running for the car and running for the trips and running for the top. And if you're not, you do not take your business seriously. That's some hooky wookie wookie. Our goals are our goals. If my goal is to sell 5 products a month, guess what? My time the time I put in is gonna be a little different than if my goal is to sell 5,000 products a month. Can we agree on that? That doesn't mean I take it any less seriously. It means it means that my goal is different. So I shudder and I'm lately I don't want to say, "Oh, does she take her business seriously?" Yeah, she takes it seriously. Her goal is different than yours. That doesn't make her better or worse than you. It just is what it is. So here's the thing though, but if you take your time, how about your time seriously? If you take the things you invest in seriously, the things you decide that in the 24 hours of the day and the 525,600 minutes of the year, I don't know what a week is, but I know that because of the song. Thank you. Great song. How about love? You value what you spend your time on. You take that seriously, time, precious commodity. Then don't sit there in the mire, in the malaise of not knowing, believing you don't know anything, believing you're less than. Why would you sit there? Let's get you out of that. And if you're sitting there going, I know everything, please get over yourself and let's get you out of that. What does that mean? That means that, yeah, you're going to invest in yourself. And I don't know why, as women, we have decided, as network marketers more specifically, we've decided that that's like a bad thing. Oh, you're not going to invest yourself. You're not going to spend any more money on your business, are you? Heaven forbid you get coaching or help or guidance. You're a lifetime learner. Say it ain't so. Y'all, that is so important. It's so great. It's great for the brain. It's great for all the things. Do you work out? As you know, Peloton is part of, I'm pointing at it. Peloton is part of my workout vernacular in life now. And it took learning. Of course it did. When you first get on that Peloton, let's just say it's not very comfortable. And I was like, give it 5 days. I'm like, I hope, because this is not comfortable. This seat is not, and I even got a cushy seat to go on top of it. I was ready, the gel seat, I was ready for it, but it doesn't matter. There's a learning curve, not just with that, but with everything, with the terminology, with understanding the gadgets, with all of it. And yet, millions of people buy themselves a Peloton and learn and engage and challenge themselves and get back on that bike to challenge themselves on a daily or weekly basis. Why would anything be any different? That athlete mindset is such an important one that I think if we think of life like that, working out is a great analogy to life, right? So when you think about it, you're running a business. I know very few business people who haven't learned along the way, who haven't gotten coaches along the way, who haven't gotten guidance along the way. You picking up what I'm putting down? Who haven't, maybe it's listening to this podcast on a regular basis and learning it from it. But for you to think that you can, well, I was built and born a scared Sandra. I'm always going to think I'm not good at it. So I'm just going to be this way. Please don't. Find a community that believes in you. Seriously. If you're someone who thinks you know everything, I just want you to look back and look at your business and ask yourself, has it grown over the last couple of years? Like literally. And has it grown on whatever aspect you're saying you don't need that? Has it really grown? Has your social media been something that has magnified your business? Probably not if you're still doing what you did 7 years ago. I'm going to go with no. It's time for you to not think that you're a magical unicorn. You are not expected to know everything about everything. You're expected to be the best you. And the best you may not be the person who's up to date on all the new nuances of social media. Y'all, it changes all the time. Trust me, I live in it. I know this. But even I, who has a passion for helping you build your business on social media, even I get help. I mentioned that earlier, and let me go a little more specifically. Since the time I started Social Stories, I started my membership, I immediately got a coach, immediately went through a training program, and I continue to do that. I am currently in 2 different programs. 2, you would say yes. One, started one coaching program just started a couple weeks ago, and another one started in what was that? August, a mastermind I'm in for memberships because I run a membership. So I'm in a membership mastermind to help me with that and to open my eyes to different things and to educate me and to be around people who are like-minded, like me, who have memberships. So we're all working to serve our members and find the best way to serve them. And of course, we have coaches and whatnot. And that's one thing I do. But then I also am in a membership. I'm in a training program that's all about like building an online business and making sure all the pieces make sense. And guess what? Even in those trainings with masterminds, their curriculum changes on a regular basis because the online world is changing that quickly. You know this is true. You know this is true. 14 months ago, things were very different than they are right now. And your business has changed. And the way others do business, my older sister said to me the other day, she goes, she was picking something up at Target. She was outside and they're dropping it to her car. And she's like, I really hope that companies don't stop doing this. I'm like, well, Rhonda, Target did that before the pandemic. She's like, oh yeah, good point. She said, but like Ulta and stuff, will they continue to do this? And I'm like, I don't know. She's like, I hope they keep doing it because it's so convenient. And you think about things that people had to learn to do really quickly. Scott's business said, oh, we'll never let people work from home or only a few people, but we just don't have the infrastructure. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen. He's in financial services. Guess what had to happen 14, 13 months ago? They had to figure it out and they figured it out really quickly 13 months ago. And now they're like, well, y'all can stay I don't know when they're going back to the office. And when they do, the office is going to look totally different. And it's going to be like co-working spaces. They were forced to pivot. So my question for you is, if big companies are forced to pivot, why do we think we're not? And how do you think they pivoted? They had to invest in figuring it out and finding experts that could help them figure it out. That's a big thing, y'all. Like seriously, I remember the thought process was like, with the infrastructure, it costs too much, all these things. Well, guess what? They had to figure it out. Those who were there and ready for it ahead of time, they, have had amazing years. Those who were like, I don't really want to do that. I don't want to invest in that. Nah. They had to struggle. And some of them are still struggling and some of them didn't make it because they refused to be lifetime learners, understand that times change and invest in that. You are your own worst enemy if you don't take the time to invest in improving whatever it is you need to improve it, in finding the resources and learning from them. And like I said, this podcast right here's a great place for you to do it. And if you're like, oh, when does this podcast come out? Every Wednesday, we're here with a brand new episode of Roxtalks for you. And I highly recommend get on the list. Go to roxtalkspodcast.com. Now, here's why I mentioned that. When you go to roxtalkspodcast.com, guess what you get to see? You can sign up to be on the Roxtalks podcast email list. And what do you get when you do that? Well, first of all, as soon as an episode comes out, you get the ping. You know exactly when it is. But you also get access to the lexicon, to the library, to the labyrinth, to the encyclopedia, which young kids don't even know what it is anymore, but to the online search engine that searches all past podcasts. Okay. You picking up what I'm putting down? So you could literally say, gosh, I wonder what Roxanne said about Instagram Reels. And you could be able to type in Reels and it would go directly to whenever the moment I spoke about Reels in any of these podcasts. You see how valuable that is? P.S. That's free. I didn't say it, by the way. P.S. And by the way, that's free. So I highly recommend, like, if you do nothing else, just start there. And if you enjoy and you find value in this, sign up for the list and get access to all of the podcasts and all of the info. Okay? That may be the baby step to you realizing, okay, I am not going to be the know-it-all. I'm not going to be the person who thinks I suck. I'm going to be the person who is open to learning more about this network marketing business that I'm in and improving myself. I'm not going to be scared, Sandra, and think I just suck. I'm not going to be militant Marcy and think I know it all. I'm going to be the CEO of me, and I'm going to take control of my business, take control of my situation, and strive for more. That's all I got for you today. I told you it was a little sermon. I didn't mean to, but listen, there was a lot that needed to be said. And seriously, join the Roxtalks, go to Roxtalks podcast, get on the list, and get access to that lexicon of things for you to have right there. It'll be very helpful. I don't know why I like the word lexicon. I don't even know if it's accurate, but I'm enjoying it right now. We'll be right back with Behind the Scenes. All right. So we are live with a little behind the scenes. Really, what I want to tell you about is what I'm loving right now is seeing people kind of really embrace some of this change that's going on these days. We're rocking it over at Clubhouse. If you're not on Clubhouse, or if you are, join us. Find me, Roxanne Wilson, and then you can do the Social Stories Club. There's a lot of great rooms that people in the Roxtalks community are doing on there, and it's just been really great to just see people soar. I love to see people find and embrace their brand, their identity, who you are. And so we're leaning into that a lot right now. What else is going on? Well, I think I told you. Did I tell you? Scott and I are vaccinated. If I told you already, forgive me. But we are both vaccinated now and have done we're fully vaccinated. Is not exact accurate, but like we've done both and had the 10 days. And so that is a blessing. I'm excited that that's a thing. Of course, we're still doing all the things you should do, but it's nice to have that extra little oomph to it. And we are going on a trip. I don't think I told you this yet. We are going on a trip. We're taking a vacation, not this month, but in a couple months. And I was a little uneasy about it. I don't mind telling you. Sometimes and we're California lockdowns. We've been here in this way for a while, and California is opening up more, and that's exciting. But when you've been this way for a while, it seems kind of weird. Like, am I allowed to do that? Is that okay? Not like I don't need permission, but it's an interesting feeling. So we're excited about it, and I'll tell you more about it soon. But if I haven't already, I can't remember. Y'all remind me. If like Roxanne, you were talking about this, then forgive me. But it is on my mind because it's going to be a warm, sunny place. I mean, we live in California, so I don't know why. Anyhow, it can get warmer than California. But you know what happened is that I gained weight. Just in case you didn't know, I let the COVID, I take responsibility for it. I stopped working out during COVID. And you know that I got the Peloton. But just because I've started doing the Peloton doesn't mean like there's no magic pill. Just like there's no magic pill with your network marketing company. You don't just get the Peloton and all of a sudden you shed the weight. So what's interesting is I have decided, and we're eating more healthy, but it's like, oh, I eat healthy. Well, we're just not in the mood right now. Sometimes you're just not in the mood. This is not our season for that. So I'm trying to get better at it, and I am. But here's the other thing that I find is a little bit of a challenge for Roxanne right now, for me. Third person, why? I don't know. Loving my body right now. And so I had to come to Jesus meeting with myself this week. I said, Roxanne, this is ridiculous. Yes, I understand you've gained weight. I hear you. I see that. But you need to get over it. So what I did is I bought clothes that fit me. It's amazing when you think about being nice to yourself. Being nice to yourself is not saying I'm not going to buy anything till I get into that size I want to get into. No, like it's actually saying, okay, you gained weight. Let's put some clothes on that are comfortable and you feel strong and powerful in. Amazing concept. So I bought a pair of jeans, y'all. I had no desire to buy jeans. I bought a pair of NYDJ, not your daughter's jeans. And I'm telling you what, I'm like, you look sassy and good, girl. And that was the beginning of me going, okay, I can love my body at this weight. And it's okay. And it's fine. And do I want to lose pounds? Yes. Am I on that journey and I'm working out to it? Towards it, and I am eating better? Absolutely. But I have to love my body right now. I've got to love the journey. So I did something else because I saw myself kind of being mean. And when I mean to myself, I'm like, that's not nice. You shouldn't say that to yourself. But I checked myself so I didn't wreck myself anymore. And this is what I did. I got off the Peloton yesterday. We're recording this on, what day is this? I don't know. This is the 14th. So this is a Tuesday on the 13th. So if you just want to go back and like see it, you don't need to, but you can. I got off and it was time to do a Facebook Live and the Instagram Live. And I got on, and rather than covering myself up because I was hot and I was sweaty and I was like, ugh, I dried myself off. I'm like, you know what? You're going to love your body right now. So you're going to go and do this live in your sports bra. You're covered. It's fine. I was like, oh. And I did. Did I want to do that? No. But did I know? I said to myself, okay, if you want to love your body right now, what would you do if you did, like, if you're like all into, if you're your dream weight right now? Of course, I'd be walking around in a sports bra. You couldn't stop me. So I said, then you got to do it right now, Roxanne. Do it right now. And I did. We've got to love ourselves where we are right now, whether that's body, whether that's business, whether it's anything. Like, let's love ourselves right where we're at. All right, that's all I've got for you. It's so good to see you. Listen, you're not ahead, you're not behind, you're exactly where you need to be. And I can't wait to see you next week for another episode of Roxtalks. Take care. And find us on the roxtalkspodcast.com. Take care.